Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Pagey here, once again, in the first time in a while, and we're going to address why in, I guess, soon. That's not the time for this, I guess, but I want to address the absence. Random, I know, but things happen. But, nothing's really happened since I've been gone, like in regards to like a long sense. Actually, sort of nothing, nothing really happened outside the past week, where a decent amount happened, and that's because we did have the writer's strike come to an end like recently. Can't remember when exactly it was because that was like the minor thing. Didn't really matter too much in regards to the larger scheme of things. The big thing was the actors thing. The actors strike ended. Poppers, I guess. And I think it ended yesterday from when I'm making this video. I don't know when this video is coming out, but I think it ended yesterday. Or maybe the day before, something like that. But really the big thing that can start now is that, shit can start rolling. They can actually start making movies now. I think they've literally, like the day after, things were planned to go back to filming, or at least like people would start traveling. I don't know. I read it, when it was announced and stuff like that. That actors are already traveling to their locations, and that's because the studios would have known that things were ending and stuff like that. So they would have had like a couple of days notice of getting stuff rolling and getting stuff planned. So it's not too much of a surprise. But now actors can actually start talking about projects, whether they're things coming out soon or things that came out during the strike. Now, of course, it's good that things ended. I don't know if I'm the only one. I think we're all waiting to see the emails in our email inbox about Netflix going up $10 a month, Disney Plus going up $15 a month, because I don't know how they managed to do this and get it done, where the studios were like, yeah, let's keep streaming services around. So either they're going to die or we're going to be paying an arm and a leg to keep watching them. But anyway, this isn't a strike update. That's not the whole point of this video. I mean, while it was gone, bit of a tangent. YouTube was rough, eh? I saw some of the videos that people were uploading, like majority videos, and it was arse. Like, no offense to anyone, like, you gotta make content. Content is content, but best time for me to take a break because, wow, some of the stuff was yikes. But one of the big things that was announced in, I think, like the week leading up to the announcement that the strikes were ending was that Superman and Lois itself would be ending after its 4th season. Now, Brad Schwartz, the CW president of entertainment, I think that's the correct way to word it, this is what he had to say. He said, "We are grateful for the years of hard work and graceful storytelling from the show's writers, producers, actors, and crew, as well as our terrific partners at Warner Brothers Television and Berlanti Productions. As Superman embarks on his final fight, the team is leaving us with an absolutely epic 10-episode much-watch every minute farewell to one of the most legendary CW families ever." I mean, I don't know if they're that sad to see it go because it was costing them money and they want to make all that cheap stuff. I think WWE's on the CW like now or next year or something, which is weird. I don't know if it's proper WWE. I think it might be like one of the sub things. I don't know. It's something like that. But the showrunners, Brent Fletcher and Todd Helbing, also said this. They said, "While we're sad to say goodbye to Superman and Lois at the end of season 4, we're grateful for the time we've had with our amazing cast, crew, VFX teams, editors, musical geniuses, and writers. Since the day this show was first discussed, it was about family." Is this Vin Diesel? "And that's what was created, on and off screen. We'd like to thank our partners at Berlanti Productions, DC, WB, and the CW for their endless support and enthusiasm during this journey, and give a very special thank you to all the fans for tuning in. We're thrilled about what we have in store for our final season and can't wait for everyone to watch as Superman, Lois, and all our heroes, face off against the biggest threat in the show's history, Lex Luthor." What does that mean? All our heroes. Really, there's only 3? I guess John Henry Irons might be there. Anyway, I don't know. Now, I don't really think this announcement was like too much of a shock to most people when it came. I think I saw it like the day after it came out because when I was gone, I wasn't really looking at social media too much. It was like here and there jumping on. I wasn't even on my own account. So it wasn't like I wasn't shocked when I saw it. It seemed like it was just one of those things that was inevitably going to be announced, but you thought maybe it might wait until they're about to start filming. But then again, the studios would have sort of known that the strike was going to end anyway. So that's probably why they announced this. But when you add in like what was happening at the CW over the past couple of years, the cast departures going from season 3 to season 4, obviously the strike delays themselves, just various things around that. And then I think the big kicker, if it's not the CW stuff, was what James Gunn and Peter Safran, James Gunn and Peter Safran, the DC Studios people, what they've got planned, because they've been sort of clear that everything's just going to be under one thing. They don't want separate things. I have my concerns about that. You know, as someone that's, you know, been a fan of DC movies and DC TV, it was always better when they were separate because you could have different interpretations. When everything's under one thing, it can cause a bit of divide because people might not like an interpretation. I mean, we're seeing it with Marvel where there's just it's a bit hodgepodgey in regards to how people want certain things to play out, whether it's how a TV show plays out and how it leads into a movie or vice versa, or if it should or shouldn't. Is DC going to walk into that? You know, it's a wait and see. I hope not. I hope it's, you know, something that runs with a lot of synergy or consistent synergy, but who knows if that's going to be the case. It's going to be weird because it's always been separate. At least in regards to, there's always been that separate option with DCTV stuff in its own universe, whether it is Gotham or it is the Arrowverse or it's Smallville or it's something on Netflix, whatever it is. There's always been something separate there. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out there. And I mean, they probably could have stretched it out to season 5. I don't think that would have worked. It always felt like season 4 was going to be the last. I think most of us thought heading from season 3 and then all that news and then into season 4 that it probably would be the last. I think it's pretty fitting that season 4 would be the last season with Lex Luthor as the villain. So that feels, you know, it feels like it fits a bit better. Now, I have really no clue when it comes to, like, you know, when they're going to get around to filming. I mean, the writer's strike isn't too far ended, so I guess they would still be doing that stuff on that side of things in regards to the outline for the season and writing scripts. At least in regards to the outline, they might have had that done, you know, before the strike. I'm not too sure exactly, but they'd still be writing scripts. There's only 10 episodes, as I think the Brad Schwartz quote says, you know, it brought up again at the very least. So it's not as much as previous seasons, but yeah, I'm assuming that they'd probably be around like episode 3, episode 4, maybe episode 5, because the writer's strike has been done for a bit. So yeah, I think some CW shows, I think it was All American I saw, is planning to go back to filming next month, but that films in Los Angeles, so it's a completely different thing than Superman and Lois, where it films in Vancouver and they got to organize travel and things like that. And once again, script writing and stuff, they might not be completely done with that. So it's a bit of a different story there. So I would not be surprised if maybe they don't go start filming until the turn of the year and we start like, you know, like first week or second week of 2024, just because if they start in like a month, there's things like Christmas, New Year's and stuff, which would interrupt filming. They'd probably want to just have a very clean entry into filming this new season, new and final season, without any of those interruptions. So that's probably what's going to happen, but once again, it's a wait and see. But if it does start filming around that period, I guess it would premiere in like June or July. I don't know, that's just an estimation. Maybe earlier, but I'd probably say around June or July. So that's with like a 10 episode season. Probably means it's ending like September, roughly, give or take. So yeah, Superman September. Maybe it's a good time for it to end. A good time for it to end. I don't know. Now, whenever we get this like announcement of it's a final season, it wasn't planned to be a final season. Will there be any changes to what they were planning when it comes to the story and overall ending of this season when it comes to Superman and Lois? And I would say, in regards to the majority of it, I'd say probably no. I mean, you know, most final seasons don't really feel like a final season for like 75-80% of it. It's just like there's like that 20% that's there makes you like it really hit home that it's a final season, but it's not the entire thing. So I would say that maybe they just add little elements there that sort of tap up, that's a weird, wrap up, that's the word, wrap up some of the character endings and everything like that. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see how they handle those characters that were series regulars last season, but aren't this season, but are still appearing. Will they do something different with them? That's a possibility, but once again, who knows? I'm not a writer on this show, so who knows? One thing that I wouldn't mind seeing is that like Jordan gets a proper Superboy suit. I think they might do that. That's something I could 100% see for sure. But yeah, I don't know if how much would change outside of just those minor things to actually wrap up the show as a whole, if they even do that. Now, one thing that I have seen a decent amount in my brief sort of re-entry into social media, if you want to put it, in regards to this and it's being its final season, I think it would have been a concern for people, regardless of whether it was the final season or not, is budget stuff. Now, you got to remember last season was under this same regime as well with more episodes. So I don't know if it's going to be that much of an issue. My question mark is around like the beginning of it or how they wrap up the end of season 3 with Doomsday, because Lex Luthor's not an alien or anything. He might get a mech suit or some crap like that, but he's not a big alien CGI creature or anything like that. So I'm not really concerned about that for the most part. I am just wondering how they're going to handle this season because of, you know, the regulars and maybe a change of location, but that might make it cheaper to run. I'm not too sure. But one thing I would say is that maybe you expect it to be how the Flash's final season was. That's how I can think of it, because the Flash final season had like, what was it, 13 episodes? I'd say about half of the episodes were regular budgeted Flash episodes, what you would expect, and then, or maybe not half, probably a bit more, maybe like 5/8, I don't know, approaching 2/3, I'm not too sure. You know, they were, like regular episodes what you'd expect with budget. Didn't feel like they were cutting budget, but then there was some where like they are pinching pennies for this. Like it's all set in one room, or it's all set in like a location that they already have and you have to pay to film like one day at or whatever it is. So Superman and Lois could do that, but then again, it's only 10 episodes, so maybe you could get like 7 really, Superman-y episodes if you want to put it, and then 3 lower episodes, and they can make one of those lower episodes a Lex Luthor focused one where he's just doing some badass Lex Luthor stuff, but it's not costing an arm and a leg to make that episode. That's what we could see there. I can understand the budget concerns, but it's one of those things where we don't know until they start making it and what the story plans are and whether they actually ride around that budget. They might not, they might. Flash, I think, clearly wrote around budget in its final season, at least in those episodes where you felt that they were saving money. I don't know if Superman and Lois will. That's a wait and see. As I said, like the only thing budget-wise that I'm sort of like, ooh, I wonder what they're going to do there, as I said before, is like the Doomsday cliffhanger and how it carries on into season 4. That might be where they save budget. Maybe at the beginning of the season, maybe Superman's dead or missing for the first 2 or 3 episodes, and that's where they save budget. That could be the thing, and then the last 6 episodes, 5 episodes, whatever it is like where the budget's spent. We'll have to wait and see. But overall, I'm interested to see how they do this final season of Superman and Lois. Not because it's just the final season of this show, and some would say it should have gone for 5 or 6 seasons. That's pointless argument now, or discussion now. But it's the end of DCTV or DC on the CW. So are they going to do anything special there? I don't think they are. I guess we can have another discussion about that in another video, about whether there's any possibility around that. I'm not expecting it, but we can still have a discussion around it. Or if they just try and focus it. I mean, Superman and Lois has always just sort of been focusing on itself, and it hasn't tried to bring in any sort of outside aspects outside of someone like Diggle for like little cameos. So yeah, I'm not expecting it, but then again, maybe the CW might push for it, or even like someone like Greg Berlanti might push for it. I'm not too sure. It depends on, logistics and stuff like that. So I wouldn't get too far ahead of yourself if you're thinking it, but at the same time, definitely don't rule it out, because you never know. And also, we don't know what the storyline's going to be. Maybe it involves the multiverse. Lex Luthor doing some crazy stuff. I don't know. Once again, I said it multiple times in this video. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I can explain where I was in some sort of future thing, time and place. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on it. Let me know in the comments section down below your various thoughts on this. Are you sad to see Superman and Lois go? Or are you just like, hey, I think it's the right time, especially with what's happening with DC, and you're just looking forward to it. Obviously, it's going to be a while. It's pretty much going to be not almost a year, probably like, 9 months? No, we're almost at the end of the year. God, this is going so fast. 8 months maybe until we see it, something like that. But let me know your thoughts down there in the comments, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Not too later. I'll make another video soon. I'll catch you guys soon. We'll say that. Goodbye.